Hello, everyone. Welcome to this presentation on Power Your Transformation with the Organization Transformation Series by Brightline PMI. I'm Tahirou Assane, the Director of Brightline at PMI. So let me start first by introducing Brightline, because many of you might ask yourself, what is Brightline? What does it do? Brightline is a project management institute PMI initiative together with several global leading organizations that are coming there to help bridge the gap between strategy design and strategy delivery. So let's say you are dreaming, you are thinking, and then how do you make sure that that dream that you have, that thinking, that idea becomes reality? For organization, it is how to turn the strategy into reality. And to do that work, we focus on three dimensions. First is about thought and practice leadership. This is where we do cutting edge research, we produce books, we also have the insight, let's say guiding principle, we also have a Brightline transformation compass. So this is where we're looking at where the challenges are, what the organizations are facing in transforming the ideas into reality, and we provide the insight that allows them actually to do what it takes to transform the idea into reality. The second one is about networking. And in the networking space, we do engage with events like Davos, Thinkers 50, Drucker Forum, TED, Web Summit, you name it, we are there. And we are there to bring that positive message for the executives. If you have an idea, it's good, but you need to take the actions that are required to turn that idea into reality. And we want to the extent of creating our own event. So we have two of our own, one that we call Digital Transformation in Action. We hosted the first one this past June 2021. And then we also have what we call Strategy at Work. And that one will be an event running 4 years in a row. And the next one will be happening in October later this year. And finally, we have capability building as a benefit area. And within the capacity building, what we are looking at is to actually develop capacity for people. So we release a course that we call Bright on Coursera, and that is about bridging the gap. And that course today has about 21,000 learners. And again, a great course on Coursera. We also went and developed the organization transformation series. And the organization transformation series is the topic of today's discussion. And I'll talk about what it takes to actually help organizations during the transformation journey. This is basically setting the stage. But now, when you look at some facts, regarding transformation, they are quite scary, and some are quite revealing as well. Today, if you go back in 2019, CEOs are saying that transformation risk is the number one concern. They are concerned about how they're transforming. And guess what? If it was number one concern in 2019, you can imagine that today, now in 2021, with all we faced the past several months with COVID, it could only be even higher. I mean, higher than number one. Can you imagine where you go? So to say that transformation risk is key, it's important, and it's the concern of CEOs. Yet, 70% of transformations are failing, 70%. And if you look at deeper, 900 billion USD are wasted every year in digital transformation effort. And worse, if you go in organization, you see that 85% of people are disengaged. You mean you have a power, but you can only use 15% of it. So the 85% is not accessible to you. At PMI, we said this is not acceptable. We need to do something about it. This is why we work with a professor out of Stanford named Behnam Tabrizi to develop what we call the Brightline Transformation Compass. And this Brightline Transformation Compass is not theoretical. It is actually evidence-based. It uses more than 1,000 transformations, and it is based also on several hundred company coach to devise what it takes, what is required to actually navigate transformation successfully. And it has 5 blocks, one that we call the North Star, one that we call Inside Out Employee Transformation, Volunteer Champion, Transformation Operating System, Customer Insight, and Megatrend. So what I will do now is to discuss a little bit some of these blocks, why they are required and what you need, why you need them actually as part of your transformation. Let me discuss a few. Starting first with a North Star. When you have a transformation, it's really, really important that the transformation vision of a North Star be clearly articulated, that it be inspiring, and that also you clearly enunciate what are the objectives of the transformation. Too often, you have many leaders coming together and you ask them, where are you going? Where are we going as an organization? And sometimes, if you ask them to finger point where that direction will be, you'll see that many people of the different leaders are pointing with fingers in completely different directions. And this is not necessarily a good thing. It's not a good thing. For you to be able to kind of coordinate your effort and to get the benefit that is required and to move your organization straight in the positive direction that you kind of are paving, it's really important that everybody be aligned. It is very important that the vision be clear. This was the first block that we discussed, and key here, you will see some organizations doing it a lot better than others. The second one, and I like that one a lot, it's embedding a deep understanding of the customer in every change you make and in every employee. So this block is about customer insight and megatrend, meaning that, of course, you may have solutions, you may have ideas, but these need to be informed by customer insight, by megatrend, what is happening. Today, when you look at the world, you see that technology is influencing a lot of the transformation that organizations are facing. Sometimes you hear people talking about machine learning, AI, you heard about blockchain, cloud, and all big data, and you name them. All these are influencing the way of working, the way of doing business, and organizations cannot just be blind to them. They need to be actually paying attention to what is happening. They need to actually be with their customers, understanding their pain point and addressing them as part of whatever transformation they undertake. There are 5. Let me just cover maybe the last, for just to give you the context here. The 5th one, of course, there is the transformation operating system and the volunteer champion that I haven't discussed. I'll just discuss the inside out employee transformation, because that one I find is key. Often people say we want to transform, but it seems like they take the organization and then they forget about the people within the organization. And what we're seeing is, for a transformation to be successful, it is important that the employees be aligned. It is important that what is in it for the employees be known. It's not like I'm going here, but if you as an organization is going there, what does it mean for the employees? How do you connect what the aspirations are to where the organization would like to go? If you are in a position where you can actually tap into the strength of the employees, you can look at what they are good at, okay? And you can also look at what makes them happy and what actually they enjoy doing. If you can get this situation, if you can get in a situation where you actually look at their strengths, what they enjoy and what they care about, actually you are creating a context where your employees will be the driving force of your transformation. And we often say, if you take care of your employees, they'll take care of your business. Now you may wonder, Tahirou, you're talking about all these, what is the connection? What we've done is, after we've developed a Brightline transformation compass, we work in developing what we call the organizational transformation series. And the intent here is to empower you to navigate with the tools, to empower you actually with the tools to navigate the change. So to navigate transformation successfully. So there are 3 courses that we develop. And the first one being Organization Transformation Foundation, so OT Foundation. The second one is Organization Transformation Implementation. And the third one is Organizational Transformation Orchestration. And the first one, the foundation, is really based on the compass. So we had the compass, but we say, how handy would it be if we can take more project manager, more project professionals through the journey of understanding transformation and of playing active role in transformation. So the intent here, if you take the foundation, is about understanding, so helping you knowing what it takes, what is required in a transformation. And then in the implementation, what we do is actually showing how to do the transformative work, how to take the action that are required to transform. Because sometimes you know, but knowing does not necessarily translate into doing. What we're doing in the implementation is to help you actually do the work that is required to move a transformation. And the last one is orchestrating, so leading. So you are basically leading the whole transformation for your organization. So you are making decisions like, should you partner with someone? Should you build capabilities? What type of transformation you require, and so on. So with this series, we are hoping to pave the way for project managers and managers, project professionals, toward a journey of senior transformation level role, and maybe one day up to the role of the chief transformation officer as well in organization. So just to summarize, the series include 3 courses: the Organization Transformation Foundation, which is about knowing; the Organization Transformation Implementation, which is about doing; and then the Organizational Transformation Orchestration, which is about leading that transformation. You may ask, what would I say in the different modules? So this 3 graph here summarize the learnings of the 3 courses. First one, again, the foundation. So this is basically the circle that you see here is more like the heart. So we give you the basics. We also cover what is required again in organization to be doing the transformation successful, and what role can you play in your organizations as well. So this is primarily based on the transformation compass. Then when we go to the implementation, as you'll see here, we will be double dipping on the heart, so the inspiring the people, the mobilizing the change, the shifting the organization, and also the activating the transformation life cycle. And then we'll also talk about some of the context, framing that transformation, identifying the transformation objective, and also assessing the transformation capabilities. Do you have the capabilities that are required? And then moving to the last one, you'll see again in here, we'll be focusing on leading culture change. Again, that is key, because as part of the transformation, usually the toughest part is about leading this culture change, actually making sure that people are actually adapting to the new ways of doing, and then the proper mindset is very in organization. And then the other one is about achieving the transformation outcomes. And what we're finding today is it's not like before, where you kind of, as they say, unphrase, a transition, and then phrase. Today, what we're seeing is transformation is becoming more perpetual. So meaning that you finish one, or you didn't even finish one, and then there's another one that is coming. So basically you are shifting, and then you need to shift, and then you need to shift again. So it's more like perpetual beta, perpetual journey ever. And we are showing what is required but to lead in this dynamic like environment. So this is the series, and this is what was the graph, the 3 graph shows what we cover in detail. But let me then say that with the series, what could your organization get? What could an organization get? It would be able actually to enable the organization to tailor, adopt, and create a bespoke transformation framework for use in the transformation journey. So we are very recognizant that there is not one size fit all. It needs to be something that is more encompassing, and something that is very mindful of the different scenarios and the different contexts of the different organizations that are there. So you can kind of tailor it to your specific condition. And of course, it also empowers the leaders to take on the transformation of the organization and to inspire the people. It also supports what I call this perpetual transformation, perpetual beta. And there is also that recognition that the organization can only be successful if actually as part of the transformation, the people are being transformed. So what you will hear often is when you say transformation, people often, as I would say, would talk about it. They like to talk about it actually. But when you say they need to transform, they need to change, then sometimes you get that resistance. And what this series, of course, does, especially when you look at the foundation, is about building the muscles. So that when in your organization you say the word T, transformation, people are not scared. People open their ears. People are open then, but to listen what it is, that is, and then to make the call, but don't necessarily shut down right away because you just mentioned the big T transformation. And of course, as part of that, you get also leverage for the organization because you increase awareness on the capabilities for teams and also your ability to work actually on large transformations and deliver predictable results and better return on investment. Now, on the foundation, as I was mentioning, of course, you get an understanding of what we call a human-centered transformation. And this is, again, inspired from the compass, which is people-centric, human-centric. And again, it could provide you a career boost as well in playing active, more relevant role when it comes to transformation in your organization. And then in terms of time investment, really, we are talking about 5 to 10 hours. So it is a very small, I would say, rather small investment of time to get this insight. And one thing that I would say also is you get a better understanding of the 5 building blocks that I started introducing at the beginning. And you can earn also a micro credential. So all these three, of course, the foundation, the implementation, and the orchestration, they all will give you a micro credential that demonstrate that you have an expertise in the topic. This series of images shows really the content of what you could see in the foundation. So there's an introduction. We even have some case studies there that you can apply the knowledge that you acquired, because as we say, sometimes you learn, but necessarily it does not translate into actually doing. So we include some case studies in all of them. So this is for the foundation, but even in the orchestration and the implementation, we have case studies there that you can use to actually apply the knowledge that you've learned. And of course, it's a continuous journey there. So from learning the transformation life cycle to how project leaders can play a relevant role during the transformation. And this is, again, an evolution, meaning that you get the building block there, you create the muscles that are needed to support transformation, and you get the organization moving. And of course, we have been receiving several feedback there, regarding what the organizational transformation series meant. And the feedback so far has been overwhelming positive, meaning that people are enjoying the course. They see what it means for them, what it could mean for them, how it could help them leverage the learnings in the organization. And one thing that I hear, I heard it at least from 2 leaders of transformation, where they tell me, Tahirou, I wish I've learned this course, or I've known of this course before I started the transformation in my organization. So the intent here, our intent here, is if you see the 70% failing transformation, we want to change that. And we feel like if you go through the organization transformation series, if more people are taking the foundation, some are taking the implementation and the orchestration, you are creating a context where you can more capably, within the realm of your organization, drive through transformation, and does no longer become a nightmare. It becomes actually more and more success story. I have a video here that I want to play about the organization transformation series. So let me just play that video.
Want to help your organization evolve and grow? Our Organizational Transformation Series will empower you with the necessary tools to cultivate significant change, beginning with the 5 building blocks of successful transformations. With the Foundation course, you'll receive access to world-class materials, 9 self-paced virtual modules, and a final assessment leading to a micro-credential for transformation. Take the first step towards transformation today.
Again, thank you so much for your time today. Again, we hope that this discussion on what it takes to actually drive transformation in your organization has been useful, that you find you could actually explore more on the organizational transformation series, and that you can position your organization in leading to transformation more successfully. One key thing that I would say there in ending is, of course, in organization, if you take care of your people, they'll take care of your business, and then they will deliver the outcome that you're looking for, be it financial or be it societal, so that again, you can deliver a better world. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your conference.